Who wants to go and spend their time looking at food labels or go to a restaurant and be awkward and say, what are in your sauces? Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Wandia. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. If you always tune in, thank you for that as well. It's truly appreciated. Now, some of you may not be aware of this, but I have been on a ketogenic diet for quite some time. I've done a few videos about it. I will link them down below or put a card up top if you're interested in knowing about my journey. Now, I realize ketogenic diets seem to be popular at the moment. There are different types of diets if you are not aware. I've done a video about it, shameless plug. I will link it down below or put a card up top. But I think what some people don't seem to be aware about is, in as much as it is good for weight loss and all of that good stuff, there are things that perhaps need to be given a bit more light. People need to be very much aware of them before they commit to this diet or lifestyle. Obviously, I would strongly recommend to do your research as much as possible so that when you do make the decision to take the plunge and commit to this lifestyle, you're very aware. This video is basically about all the things that perhaps I'm not happy with or I've struggled to deal with being on the lifestyle. So basically, the first thing you need to be aware of is obviously keto adaptation. Now, basically, when you're on keto, your body is meant to be running on ketones. Now, if you've been following any other diets, paleo, plant-based, normal, you will need to make that transition. That transition is called keto adaptation. Let me just tell you, it is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever experienced in my whole entire life. I tell you, you will experience everything. Basically, you'll need to, your body gets rid of all the glycogen stored in your muscles, and in that time you will suffer fatigue, insomnia, tiredness. It's called keto flu basically. It takes a very long time because basically you're teaching your body how to run on a different kind of fuel. So it's not like this. I mean, you will get into ketosis the first 7 days, but it will take you a bit longer for you to be fat adapted or keto adapted. So my frustration there is the time it takes and the discomfort you experience. So if you decide, yes, keto is for me, first day you're feeling great, second day you're feeling great, by day 4 you start feeling a certain level of discomfort, and that is what is known as keto flu. So for you to be on this diet, you'll need to experience fat adaptation. That's one, my main issue. And if you do decide to cheat, there's no other way. You'll still need to be keto adapted. It depends on how much you cheat. But when you do cheat and you fall off ketosis and you seriously get off the path, keto adaptation comfortably and patiently awaits you. So if I were you, be aware of that and try and not cheat, basically. My other issue is obviously emotional satisfaction. So this is basically when you're on glucose, you do get your sugar fix. So when you eat some food, you get some psychological emotional satisfaction from the food you consume. Now that you're looking at food as fuel, or rather this is what I experienced, you don't get that sugar hit. So you might need to up your game when it comes to emotional management, because when you're wanting to emotionally eat, you will look to carbs to get that sugar hit. You can't have that on a keto diet. So I would get you, if I were you and you're starting on this, or you're uncomfortable or you're struggling, I would strongly advise you to start start managing your emotionals far much better and look to other things to get that hit. I guess this is the part where exercise would replace that. But who, when they've had a really bad day, wants to go hit the gym? You possibly like to drink alcohol, you possibly like to eat snacks. You might not want to do that. But I guess you will need to look for something else. If you're the type of person who's had a brilliant day, you're looking to celebrate and you're thinking, oh yeah, I'll go grab a meal. Yes, you can grab a meal, but you'll not get that sugar hit. All you will get is a fat hit, which is not necessarily the most psychologically satisfying feeling in the world. And then again, who wants all that emotional baggage when you cheat on your diet and you're thinking you're feeling guilty? It's just emotional management needs to be at its peak. You need to disassociate food when it comes to emotions and look to other things. Family, friends, the food that you're eating, try and make that reconnection, which I struggle with because let's be honest, carbohydrates, whether nutritious or delicious, you do get a good hit, don't you? Gripe number 3, keto is for life, basically. Again, do not fool yourself that after you lose the weight, that's it. This is literally a lifestyle. It's not a trend, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. So, you know, like the way you get that sentence as in, it's for life, there's no other way out. So for me, what I experienced is I got onto the lifestyle, I was doing it, I wasn't cheating, and then when the lifestyle normalized, you know, it's your everyday routine, you kind of, I don't know, the excitement, success wears off and it becomes pretty much normalized. In the same way, you don't throw a party when you're going to have a meal at Nando's, it's just every day. So that's how you need to look at the lifestyle. Gripe number 4, quick bites. This is where things get quickly complicated and you can cheat on your diet. When you step into a supermarket, the first thing you'll see is basically carbs. Be it crisps, be it sandwiches, be it fruits, be it, you know, those are quick bites you can get in and out of and just get your quick fix and go. On keto, you need to be a bit more calculated than that because you can only have, it's very restrictive, let's be honest. So you need to fall into the habit of not relying on those quick bites. And if you do need a quick bite, yes, you can have quick bites, you can have nuts, you can have strawberries, blueberries, but are they at the convenience store? And if I'm deadly honest, you're not exactly at your strongest when you're looking to have a quick bite. You're possibly quite hungry. So do they have nuts? Are the nuts coated with a lot of maltodextrin or aspartame? So you need to basically read your labels. There's nothing like a quick fix. Grab an avocado. Possibly organic peanut butter. That's as good as it gets. If not, get your almonds. That's the only quick bite you'll get. Obviously, you can do other things. You can get yourself more prepared. Gripe number 5, tongue memory. Now, I've been on a normal diet or what you consider normal diet for the last 30 years. So I'm trying to retrain my body. But let's be honest, in as much as you come up with all these fancy, clever, tasty new ways of cooking, whether you're using coconut flour, stevia, xylitol, your body is used to flour. So when you're eating, your brain is not reconciling with what is in your mouth. Yes, you're eating a muffin, but it's different. When you're eating those gluten-free cookies, they're delicious, don't get me wrong. They're lovely, don't get me wrong. But the tongue and the mind are trying to kind of reconcile themselves. So you kind of have to retrain your tongue and retrain your body and retrain your mind. And just, it's like washing yourself of all those memories and all those tastes to just be firm in what you believe in, which is the keto diet. So if you're starting a new diet, there are delicious recipes out there. But if you're looking for alternatives, the operative word there is alternative. It will taste very different. And in as much as it's quite delicious, it's different. Let's be honest, it's very different. My other issue is sugar is literally everywhere. We are living in a carbohydrate-fueled society. Sauces, there's sugar. Baked beans, there's sugar. Nuts, there's sugar. Crisps, there's sugar or sugar alternatives. So there you are with your fat bombs, with your fats. It's just, they're not as quickly accessible as you'd want them to be. And even though you make your foods and you're very careful, you want to be mindful of when you go into a restaurant what you're consuming. What have they used to cook the food? Honey is an issue. Sugar is an issue. Sugar alcohols are an issue. They will drop you, they will kick you off ketosis. In as much as you're trying really hard, you can't bury your head in the sand and think, oh yeah, this is great. You've got to do your homework and do your research and find out what has what, which can be boring, let's be honest. Who wants to go and spend their time looking at food labels or go to a restaurant and be awkward and say, what are in your sauces? You just have to be a bit more aware, do your research, find out all those long complicated terminologies mean at the back of the label, and what can I say, just be careful. This is a hot potato drinks. Now on a keto diet you're allowed carbohydrates, and this is where it starts getting complicated. When it comes to normal drinks, you have your hot drinks, coffee, tea, that's fine. You can have them. Obviously milk has lactose, so if you're intermittent fasting, you can't really have that when you're in your fasted state. When it comes to coffee, that's another issue. You can't have too much caffeine because it will spark cortisol, then it will spark insulin, and then you're knocked out of ketosis or you're knocked out of your fasted state. So the only thing you can drink without any remorse is water. When it comes to alcohol, I'm not really an alcohol person, so I don't really struggle with that, but you're left with the clear drinks, your whiskey, your spirits. If you want to double on beers, then you need to count your units, then it becomes a math conundrum, and then it gets super complicated. So to be safe, or rather what I've coped with best, is just drink your green teas, drink your garlic and water, drink water. If you're to go out, take your spirits, forget about cocktails because they're filled with sugar, and basically it. But if you do love your whiskeys and you have a good taste for them, good for you, I guess. There's no issue. Wine, you can have wine, but a certain amount. It can't be too over God knows how many units. I try not to complicate my life with like counting, calculating, checking, double checking. It gets too intense. I stick to milk, and I stick to green teas, and I stick to normal tea. I do have a coffee now and again, but it's not extremely so much so that I will spike my insulin because of cortisol. My other gripe is you will start feeling alienated. Now in my house, I'm the only one following this diet. We've got vegetarian, we've got combo, and we've got ketogenic. So if you go to a barbecue, I guess you can survive in the summer period, but when everybody else is busy munching on roast potatoes, they can be delicious, but you're over there with your roast beef or chicken, with your broccoli, you can start to feel a bit alienated. But obviously if you're strong in your commitment, then this shouldn't bother you. These are some of the gripes that I struggle with, I've had to get used to. I wish I knew, I wish I understood before I started the diet. Having said that, I am still practicing a ketogenic diet. The positives far outweigh the negatives. I have done a positive or all the benefits of being on IF and ketogenic diet. I will link it down below or put a card up top. If you're looking to start a ketogenic diet, perhaps you need to make yourself aware of this situation so that when you do get yourself there and you're on day 4 or you're on day 50 and you feel like you fancy a bag of chips, then this is your reality. This is basically it. This is what you've signed up for. Apart from that, let me know down below what your frustrations are. Has this video shed any light onto the ketogenic lifestyle? I know people come out after